Hudson County View live and uncut. John R. Heinis, as I mentioned a few moments ago. Today, my guest is Hoboken First Ward Councilman Mike DeFusco. Mike, thanks for coming in.
John, thanks for having me.
So, last time you were at the studio with me, it was almost exactly a year ago. It was actually October of 22, and you told me you were planning on seeking a third term. Obviously, a lot of time has elapsed since then, and I think it was about 6-7 months since then you decided that you're not going to do that. So what changed and what led you to that decision?
John, politics is never forever, right? Life always needs to take paramount place in anyone's life. Politicians are far too comfortable riding out positions of power for far too long, creating systems of governance that don't change to fit the people that they are elected to. The cool thing about me has always been my private sector experience. Somebody that comes from the private sector in an industry unrelated to politics. We have so many lawyers, we have so many folks that work for industries that are connected to contracts that are offered up by local municipalities. I am somebody that works in media and advertising. My career has really exploded over the last couple of years. I've worked on a number of projects that have been recognized internationally, and my work has taken me to LA as well as my core office in New York City. So my time is best spent right now concentrated on my full-time career, and I said nothing is forever, including stepping out of politics. There's always an opportunity to get back in the right position, and I feel really good about the work that I've done on the City Council. And next steps forward is the sky is blue, and and anything is possible.
All right, so in all likelihood, this is not your last hurrah in politics. Is that fair to say?
I would say, listen, you take things 2 years at a time in politics. I don't want to chart a course that is going to detract me from the mental health successes I've had, the policy successes I've had, the physical successes I've had, John. Like these are qualities that we all share in common. We need to support each other in creating the best versions of ourselves. I definitely would see myself running for a future office. Staying involved over the next couple years on projects that I've helped move through the City Council and through the county, including the Public Works Garage, the terminal market, primarily are areas I'm super proud of. Newman Leathers in the First Ward. These are areas that are truly revolutionary for Hoboken. I have my fingerprints proudly all over them, and as a private citizen, I'm going to ensure the proper rollout of all of them, and we'll take it from there.
All right, very good, Councilman. Now, talking about the proper rollout, as you're well aware, the race to succeed you, we got 3 candidates, all coming from 3 very different walks of life, if I say so myself. 1 candidate endorsed by the mayor, 2 independents, though Rafi Cordova does fancy himself an independent as well.
Yeah.
I know you're not planning on endorsing anytime soon, if at all, but when you're looking at this competition here, how do you see it?
I'd like to see it in the eyes of democracy, and the fact that 3-4 years ago, I helmed a referendum to bring back runoff elections in Hoboken. And that was for true democracy, to give everyone a fighting chance at elected office. And it is looking to be an election in the First Ward, my home ward, where this referendum for a runoff is actually going to take shape. I don't see any of the 3 candidates achieving 50% of the vote on first ballot. And this gives everyone an amazing opportunity to get into a dialogue about policy, because the First Ward deserves somebody, a policy wonk like me, that's going to talk about everything from rats to water infrastructure to traffic to homelessness to infrastructure and development. And I don't see any of that conversation happening yet. I've encouraged all the candidates to put politics aside and to talk about how they want to continue on the work that I've done and how they want to change that to fit their mold. But I haven't yet to see it coming from anyone. But I do see a runoff on the horizon, and I think it's going to be a very interesting race. You have somebody that with an Ivy League education in Rafi that's being endorsed by the mayor. You have Leo Pellegrini, the former director of Health and Human Services and Recreation, and who took the city through Hurricane Sandy, as well as as well as the COVID crisis.
That's
and,
right.
And Paul Presenzano, somebody that fancies himself as an independent and has rallied against the administration in similar tones that I had in years past. So I think that the folks in the First Ward have an excellent choice. I encourage everyone to start talking policies, start talking to neighbors, and to make sure we all have a firm understanding of where folks stand. Nobody's asked me for an endorsement yet. I'm unlikely to be looking to endorse, but I am eager to kind of break down everybody's positions for my core supporters, because folks are asking where I stand on things. So more to come on that.
All right, sounds good, Councilman. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Hudson County View, live and uncut. Chad Heinis, and I'm still here with Hoboken First Ward Councilman Mike DeFusco. So, Councilman, just real quick on the politics aspect. So, as you are well aware, the former Councilwoman Terry Castellano, she's endorsed and has been walking with, helping out the campaign of Rafi Cordova. Any thoughts on that?
I have nothing but respect for Terry. I don't know if Terry's voice is as strong as it used to be 8 years ago. If I were Rafi, I would lean on my own vision for the future, because what I think I showed people when I beat Terry in 2015 was that new energy, new ideas, and a new voice was essential for the First Ward. So my advice to Rafi, and I've said this to him privately, is be your own man, and I think he is his own man. Relying on Terry Castellano infrastructure may not win an election at this point in time.
All right, fair enough. So now we talked a little policy, so let's dive in. So the rat stuff, rat control, rat mitigation, rat crisis, infestation. We could use a lot of adjectives, but this has been in the nomenclature here for Hoboken for at least 4 months, maybe more. Now, we've seen Rafi put out a plan, we've seen Paul put out a plan, we've seen you vote on legislation. What do you think is the answer here?
Listen, I was very proud to work collaboratively with Councilman Quintero on the City Council to create a standardized ordinance for how we're going to containerize our trash. And this is what you see in Europe. You see municipalities, progressive municipalities across this country doing the same thing. People need to dispose of their trash the right way. In Hoboken, you have folks just disposing of their refuse in plastic bags right onto the street, which the rats thereby go into and enjoy a meal. Working with Joe, we were able to craft an ordinance that I think got near council support, and it's about to go into effect, and it's about to become enforceable. And this is going to be a game changer. On top of that, John, we created a new ordinance for parklets and outdoor eateries to ensure that they don't become, that they are no longer homes for rats, because we do identify those spaces as homes for these populations. We've created...
Just real quick on the streetery. So what's the new policy or the new ordinance that might be enforced here?
So we basically created a set of rules, from the construction to to the materials used, to how they're maintained, to basically qualify a restaurant to be allowed to have one of the streeteries. So this two-pronged attack, containerization of garbage, streeteries, as well as an ordinance that just passed at the most recent council meeting, which requires property owners to fill in rat burrows. We have rogue property owners that are allowing rats to just tunnel through their properties without anything. So these problem properties are very much responsible for the city's infestation, but we are all responsible. The city is responsible as well, which is why we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on exterminators that have been dispatched to hotspots as residents contact council members, the mayor's office, or constituent services. So the city is serious about this. I am serious about it. The mayor has been working nonstop to handle this. I don't want candidates to politicize the issue, but it's so easy to, because all you have to do is show rats and on a neighborhood street, and people automatically, and rightfully get worried. But we're taking care of the situation, but it's not going to be done when I'm out of office, which is why you need a council person in the first and across the city that's going to be responsive to this issue, working with the administration, but also going behind the scenes, calling out the administration as necessary to make sure that they're responding the correct way in terms of enforcement.
Gotcha. All right. So look, obviously we're going to talk about this probably throughout the whole election and probably beyond. But now another thing is there has been calls about homelessness. We've seen some arrests at Church Square Park. I know there has been a homeless population at the PATH station in the First, and other areas too. But is there anything going on beyond what we saw with the the haircuts, the free meals and stuff? Like, is there any future programs in the works here?
You've heard me say this since basically I first ran for office, that homelessness is not a choice. It's caused by mental health and addiction. These are serious social issues that a single government can't handle, but we can begin to change the tide in terms of how we perceive it. And I know the people of Hoboken want to see a humanitarian approach to this. We have social workers. I've told the mayor that I support the social workers, but they're not going to change the fact that people are still addicted. People still have mental health problems. So I had an amazing conversation with the mayor and the business administrator on Friday, and we discussed a far-reaching plan that I would like to roll out before I leave office at the end of this year. I'm unprepared to talk about the details of it, but I will tell you that the mayor is on board, and we're trying to figure out collaboratively the right next steps. Once unveiled and once implemented this year, it will be a number of years until it's it fully takes place. And this is an area outside of public office that I am super excited to be a part of, because I can use my energy, my relationships with the county, within the city of Hoboken administration, and within my relationships in DC and across the country, to work with the mayor to create a holistic approach to dealing with homelessness. We also have an immigration crisis where people are being inhumanely shipped from the southern border at midnight with their children in tow and taken to New York, and they're coming to Hoboken. We need to find a way to deal with this, And this is an area that I am clearly super passionate about.
So real quick, Councilman, before you go. So look, you've seen a lot with this administration. Obviously, it was pretty much a bare knuckle boxing match 2019 through about 2020.
Sure.
The pandemic happened, as we spoke about last time you were here. It's been much more collaborative.
Yeah.
You just mentioned you had a great meeting last week. So how do you think you're leaving it as far as your relationship with the administration and the mayor himself?
The pandemic taught me a lot of things, much like it taught everyone a lot of things. Admittedly, John, I am a great politician. I know how to campaign. I know how to get into a political battle, and I know how to win those political battles. What the pandemic taught me was how to actually use politics as the art of the possible, and to put bad blood behind us, to work for the betterment of the people who elected us, and to see that we all have something to introduce into the conversation, and we can disagree, but the disagreements need to be behind the scenes, because when we come in front of the scenes, people want to see the government working for them, not against them. This is what I'm leaving this term of my office with, but if and when I return, the accomplishments between now and what that point may be are going probably to be even more impressive than everything I've already done, because working with the relationships I've established, I look forward to creating a better Hoboken outside of the political space.
Councilman, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John.
Always a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We're not done yet. We'll be right back.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Not everyone celebrates the birth of a baby. You have options. Don't panic. New Jersey has safe havens for unwanted infants. Leave the baby with staff at any hospital, ER, police or fire station, or rescue squad. Call the number on your screen for safe haven locations or go to www.njsafehaven.org. No shame, no blame, no names. Safe Haven.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Hudson County View, live and uncut. John R. Heinis. And as much as I love the politics, and I know you guys do too, I would be remiss, to say the very least, if we didn't talk a little bit about 9/11. Of course, we want to never forget, and we want to make sure that future generations know why September 11, 2001 was such a tragic but also very important day. So, having said that, let's talk a little bit about the first one that we were able to make it over to on Monday, and that was the Jersey City tribute over at Grand Street at the foot of Exchange Place. And, you know, obviously we had a bunch of elected leaders there, including the mayor, council president. We also had our assemblywoman, Angela McKnight, who's the state Senate nominee. You know, long story short, you know, McKnight said 22 years ago, our lives changed. You have some amazing angels in heaven who continue to watch over you. Please remember their memories. Know that today we stand for and with you. For all the first responders, thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice. So we could go on. Obviously, though, the most important thing out of this was that the victims and their families were acknowledged or 39 Jersey City residents who perished in the tragedy. They were acknowledged, their names were read out loud by police officers and also firefighters too, before they called it a ceremony. So that's, obviously very appropriate, and I think it just makes sense to pay homage in that way. So in a similar vein, we saw that over in North Bergen. That was over at Riverview Park, which is essentially just a part of Braddock Park. But nonetheless, it's a very nice monument if you guys haven't been over there. It's overlooking the Hudson River in New York City from Boulevard East. And it's really just got a great view. And I think it's probably one of the nicer ones in the county, if I say so myself. Now, the important thing, the point that I just mentioned, we heard echoed by North Bergen Superintendent of Schools, Dr. George Salter. He began his remarks by saying that he was dropping his son off at work, and they were talking about what happened 22 years ago and how the anniversary they often end up reflecting, which makes a lot of sense, of course. And he talked a little bit about his responsibility and the Board of Education's responsibility in making sure, again, that we never forget. So he says, we're charged at the Board of Ed with trying to make sure everyone remembers what this is all about. The children born 22 years ago are now out of college, so it's not in the schools anymore. Only 130 staff members are left out of the 800 or 900 from 9/11. So that's something that's a challenge to us, to keep on educating the children on what this day is all about. So, again, here in North Bergen, we heard from State Senator, North Bergen Mayor Nick Sacco. And, he said that at night there were vigils throughout town. I drove throughout the town, stopping at various groups of people to see how things were. This was the day of the most sorrow I probably have seen in my life. The senator and mayor has seen quite a bit at 76 years old, so I think that's a pretty powerful statement that helps put this into perspective. Now, in North Bergen, there were 4 residents who perished: Christopher Amoroso, Robert Seary, and David Lemaine. They were all Port Authority police officers, along with Sal Edward Thierry. And, Amoroso and Seary are highly regarded as North Bergen heroes because of their efforts in getting people out of the World Trade prior to its collapse. So their names were all recognized, and of course a police officer rang those out. They rang a bell, and of course they celebrated in prayer afterwards. Now, the last one that we were able to make it to was in Hoboken, and around this time we started to get some rainstorms, which is obviously unfortunate, but I guess in a way it's also fitting, right? So we heard from Mayor Ravi Bala. He said, we had no inkling that our loved ones would never return through that door, or that our first responders and our heroes would be summoned to duty. It is very important for us to realize and to remember that the death toll has actually continued to rise. It is estimated that more than 6,400 first responders, survivors, and volunteers have died from illnesses or cancer linked to their time at Ground Zero. And he also noted Indian communities have dealt with, quote, countless acts of bigotry, xenophobia, and racism, end quote. Now, I could go on. There was a lot of interesting stories told today, but I think arguably the best one was from Rabbi Mashi Shapiro. He's of Shabbat of Hoboken, and he talked about what first responders were feeling and seeing on that day. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what he had to say, and just give me 1 second here, as the laptop has just unfortunately locked. So I'm going to pull this up on my phone. Just give me a moment. Excuse the inconvenience here. So now, I was speaking of Rabbi Mashi Shapiro, and his remarks I thought were just really, remarkable. And he said, about the heroes that went in the tower, does anyone know what they were thinking? We obviously don't, because they were not thinking, they acted because they knew this was the right thing to do. We don't need to think when we need to be a hero for someone else, we need to act. Show up, be there, and learn from all those precious souls who perished on that day, and all the first responders, police and firemen, emergency personnel, ambulance people, they just showed up. So I thought it was a very nice ceremony. And finally, we want to end on this note, talking about New York Waterway. Now, they did a really remarkable job, for those that recall. This was the biggest maritime rescue on American soil. So if you hear from their CEO, that's Armand Pohad, he said, we will always keep close to our hearts those who lost their lives and their survivors. Many of us remember the fear, anger, and sadness that gripped our country in the aftermath of that day. We must also remember the spirit of unity that ultimately prevailed. That spirit was present from the earliest moments of the tragedy. So with that, we're going to take one more break. We'll be right back.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunley Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
View live at Uncut, Chowder Heinis. So a few more things now, back to the political realm. So West New York appointed a new public safety director. That's a position that they hadn't filled in over 3 years. And the resolution said the town seeks to appoint Alejandro de Rojas. Now, if that sounds familiar, he was a deputy chief that just retired at the beginning of this year, for a term of 1 year with an option of 1 year extension of the term of said contract to be exercised by the Commissioner of Public Safety. In this case, that happens to be Mayor Albio Series. And whereas the salary for this appointment shall be in accordance with the allowable range set forth on the town salary ordinance. So I wish I could tell you more, but for whatever reason, the town did not list his salary in the resolution, and town officials, including the town spokesman, did not return inquiries asking what his salary would be. So that's a little unusual, but that's what happened. And the only other thing I could say is De Rojas was a 29-year veteran when he retired in January, and along with Deputy Chief Santiago Cabrera, De Rojas had been running the department since Mark Flores departed, and that was in January of 2020. And Cabrera had been in charge of administration for the West New York Police Department, while De Rojas had been tasked with running operations. And also of note, De Rojas receives an annual pension of $161,184.48 for his nearly 3 decades of service, according to public records. Now, another one over heading south in Jersey City, something that you very rarely see, the council took the first steps towards canceling a 20-year tax break, and this was actually an Amazon warehouse. Now, the reason that they cited was violations of their project, employment, and contracting agreement. Specifically, they're saying that Jersey City residents were supposed to be hired, and they weren't, and there was also some shoddy paperwork kept. And so now they've approved first reading unanimously. It'll be up again next week. That's the 20th, 1 week from today. So they were actually supposed to have 51% of their workforce made up of Jersey City residents, and 51% of that was supposed to be minorities. Again, that didn't happen. So now we are having this procedure continue through to cancel the abatement. And it's within the Liberty Harbor redevelopment zone. The property includes approximately 95,808 square feet of industrial space, 87 parking spaces, and a 15-space loading dock. Now, on the 2025 watch, first in the governor's race, we saw the mayors from Burlington City and Mount Holly give their endorsement for Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, and that's Barry Conaway and Chris Banks, respectively. And that's interesting because obviously that's pretty far south. So anytime you could get some endorsements over there out of the north, I think that shows good political support. And the other thing is we saw former Governor Jim McGreevey, who's now anticipated to run for Jersey City Mayor, get the endorsements of West New York Mayor Albio Series, Weehawken Mayor Richard Turner, and Bayonne Mayor Jimmy Davis. Some interesting implications for a race that is 26 or so months away. So yeah, it's starting early this time around. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I think for the first one back, you couldn't ask for much more than that. Yeah.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group. Follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.